Around the world, people are serving, innovating, and transforming lives. A Seventh-day Adventist scientist makes history. A new initiative is saving mothers' lives, and cocoa farmers gain skills for a better future. Meanwhile, a hospital in Jamaica is advancing healthcare with cutting-edge technology. These stories and more, right now on ANN. Loma Linda University Medical Center, Murrieta, in the United States, is taking proactive steps to enhance maternal safety through a comprehensive postpartum education program.
Recognizing that postpartum complications remain a leading cause of maternal deaths in the United States, with 33% occurring between 1 week and 1 year after delivery, the hospital launched this initiative to equip new mothers and healthcare providers with life-saving knowledge. The program is part of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's Hear Her campaign, which provides new mothers with tools to recognize warning signs and seek care. Educational materials include posters in hospital bathrooms, take-home magnets, and wristbands inscribed with "I gave birth" to signal recent childbirth to healthcare providers. Healthcare professionals provide personalized training mothers to ensure timely intervention. Rooted in the Adventist mission of holistic well-being, the initiative has already saved lives, with 2 postpartum patients quickly identified and treated for complications. Loma Linda University Medical Center, Murrieta, plans to collaborate with community health care providers to integrate postpartum care into routine primary care visits. The hospital will share educational materials and stress the importance of follow-up care to create a comprehensive support network for mothers.
An Adventist scientist from New Zealand makes history. Diane Sika Pauatonu, a professor at the University of Otago, is the first Pacific scientist to receive the prestigious Callahan Medal for Science Communication. Known for her research on cancer, rheumatic fever, heart disease, and infectious diseases, she works to promote equal access to healthcare and develop less painful treatments. During the COVID-19 pandemic, she became a trusted voice, making science accessible. A member of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Diane finds fulfillment in serving others through her work. The Adventist Humanitarian Agency, ADRA, has empowered cocoa farmers in the Solomon Islands with specialized training to enhance production and meet high-quality market standards.
In December, ADRA hosted a 2-day cocoa awareness training in Tumpepe, northeast Guadalcanal. Funded by ADRA Australia's Soul Cocoa Plus project, led by private cocoa consultant Robert Waisu, the training covered cocoa's global market role, site selection, and pruning techniques. A memorandum of understanding was signed to ensure ongoing support for local farmers. In January, ADRA expanded its efforts to Aroaro, central Guadalcanal, through the Soul Cocoa Livelihood Project. The training, requested by the community, taught pruning, grafting, and pest management to 45 farmers. ADRA Solomon Islands Country Director Lane Elazir Gantere urged farmers to apply their training, highlighting its long-term benefits. He said, "Take care of your cocoa, and it will take care of you." Farmers received essential materials, and community leaders praised the initiative as a first-of-its-kind opportunity. Through education and resources, ADRA continues to empower cocoa farmers, fostering sustainable growth and improved livelihoods.
In Jamaica, the Adventist Hospital invests in technology, offering advanced services to save lives.
Andrews Memorial Hospital in Jamaica is strengthening the country's healthcare system with the launch of its new magnetic resonance imaging and cardiac catheterization lab services. Operated by the Seventh-day Adventist Church, the hospital now joins an elite group of institutions offering these essential services. Hospital President Don Main Giles stated that this expansion marks a significant advancement for Jamaica's healthcare system. He emphasized the urgency of addressing critical gaps in the diagnosis and treatment of heart disease, which today affects a large portion of the Jamaican population. Cardiovascular diseases are at the top of the public health crisis in Jamaica, with approximately 200,000 deaths projected to enter the statistics for 2024, according to experts. The installation of new equipment will allow for faster and more accurate diagnoses, providing effective treatments and saving lives. Nick Perry, U.S. Ambassador to Jamaica, highlighted that Andrews Memorial Hospital is now the only institution in Jamaica authorized to conduct medical exams for immigration visas. Everett Brown, chair of the hospital's board, praised the team's dedication and stated that the new technology solidifies Andrews Memorial as a leader in healthcare, care, and compassion in Jamaica, especially in treating cardiovascular diseases.
In the remote region of East Rukum, Nepal, community initiatives are improving lives through education, health, and well-being projects. Despite the area's isolation and harsh conditions, volunteers and local leaders are offering crucial training and resources, demonstrating the power of solidarity.
Most residents face extreme poverty, relying on a single annual harvest and livestock for survival. With no medical facilities, even minor illnesses can be life-threatening, and many children drop out of school to work or care for siblings. Social issues like child marriage and substance abuse add to the burden. Amid these struggles, faith has brought renewed hope. 2 decades ago, Christianity reached East Rukum, and today, a small but steadfast group of Adventist believers continues to serve the community. They visit twice a year to provide spiritual, physical, and emotional support to women and children. Last year, they offered Bible studies, literacy and health workshops, and distributed warm clothing and meals. Through these efforts, the church is bringing Christ's love to East Rukum, offering healing, education, and hope.
A teachers' convention in Eastern Africa empowers educators for mission. In Arusha, Tanzania, the Educating for Mission event brought together educators from public and private schools. Leaders highlighted the mission of Adventist education in preparing students for useful lives aligned with Bible-based values and selfless service. Participants discussed the integration of faith and reason with Lisa Beardsley Hardy from the General Conference, addressing the importance of maintaining moral and spiritual values. Educators were reminded of their sacred calling to reflect Christ's value and impact future generations. Hollywood assistant director Corey Pollard has spent over 30 years working on major films and TV shows, but his journey hasn't been a typical faith story. While many might not expect a filmmaker to feel called to work in secular media, Corey sees his career as a mission field, living out his faith while standing alongside industry professionals. After watching The Hopeful, a film about the early Adventist movement, he found unexpected connections between his personal faith journey and the film's message. Let's hear his story.
A lot of stuff that people that have the faith that I have would think I shouldn't be working on, but I feel called to a place of working side by side with secular industry folks to be the person that Christ has revealed himself to be to me. My name's Corey Pollard, and I am an assistant director. I'm a DGA member for 26 years, been making film and television shows for 36 years in Los Angeles. I just felt affirmed in my faith. I felt like I was part of this kind of hopeful group that's walking in a direction, though I may not be Adventist and go on Saturday. I felt such akin to the reality of our whole body is the unit that worships this power. I really struggle with a lot of Christian films because I feel like they're trying to give an answer to a question that nobody's answering. And that's what I thought was the most impressive thing, is that this was a story of failure. People who felt God calling them. That's my entire career could be this. I could be wrong that I've been called to work in Hollywood the way I am, but I'd rather follow that call and face every single bit of adversity that I face. And I think it's so impressive how the characters, each and every one of them, there was not one super success story in there. And I think that's the thing that most Christian films try to do, is they try to wrap everything up in a bow and make it all clean and nice for people that are, I call it preaching to the choir. What I loved about the way that The Hopeful came out is that you saw the struggle that became the entire Adventist system. Like literally from what looks like a failure or making mistakes became this huge network of faithful people doing God's work in a powerful way. That was amazing. The production value, absolutely spot on. Did not look like a lot of Christian films, which tend to look like they were hobbled together by someone who didn't really know what they were doing, or they're trying to make it look like something. It was a period piece. It was a very well produced, production designed, well delivered piece.
I'm a gentleman farmer. I shall soon be 50. I am too old to take on such a challenge.
Well, it's your choice. Are you the rock or are you the plow?
Across the board, faithful people need to wake up and realize that God has placed us on this earth at the time that we're in to give an answer for the hope, not the fear, not sitting behind the church wishing that we could drag people in, but actually walking with the world. In my opinion, incredibly important that we start each day asking, what is it you have for me today? And how are you going to empower me to carry that out? Not a plan, not reaching for somebody and saying, give me money to do this thing, but Lord, what do you have for me today? Here I am, send me. And that's my prayer every morning for 30 years.
In this segment, a special message from Ted Wilson, the president of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, explores chapter 39 of the book, The Great Controversy, titled The Time of Trouble. Wilson delves into what the Bible reveals about this critical time, the experience of Jacob's trouble, and the hope of deliverance for God's people.
Of this time, we read, God's long suffering has ended. The world has rejected his mercy, despised his love, and trampled upon his law. The wicked have passed the boundary of their probation. The Spirit of God, persistently resisted, has been at last withdrawn. Unsheltered by divine grace, they have no protection from the wicked one. Satan will then plunge the inhabitants of the earth into one great final trouble. It is at this time, we're told, when terrible calamities will take place around the world, and God's people will be blamed as the cause of it all. It will be urged that they should be destroyed in order to save the world from destruction. This is not the first time Satan has used such an argument. Nearly 2,000 years ago, the same argument was used against Christ himself. It is expedient for us, said the wily Caiaphas, that one man should die for the people and that the whole nation perish not. Then God's people will be plunged into what is known as Jacob's trouble, described in Jeremiah 30, verses 5 and 7. For thus says the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. And it is the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Now, the term Jacob's trouble refers to Jacob's night of anguish described in Genesis chapter 32, when he wrestled in prayer for deliverance from the hand of his twin brother Esau. It represents the experience of God's people during this final time of trouble. Notice, however, that at the end of the night of wrestling with the angel, who in fact was Jesus himself, Jacob prevailed and exclaimed, "For I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved."
For the full episode and other videos delving deeper into the Seventh-day Adventist faith and its story, visit the official channel on YouTube. J.A. Deveron is one of the most anticipated events for young Adventists in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, offering a unique blend of worship, fellowship, and leisure by the beach. More than just a gathering, it fosters spiritual connection and community bonding. This year's 3 editions marked 15 years of a movement that continues to inspire and empower youth.
What started as a simple idea on a scorching Sabbath quickly grew into one of the most anticipated events for young people in Rio de Janeiro. A small group of Adventist youth decided to take their sunset service to the beach, and the experience was so positive that it became a tradition. It was in 2011 that the name J.A. Deveron became official, attracting around 100 people. Since then, the event has experienced exponential growth. The acronym JA stands for Young Adventists and was popularly redefined as Youth Service. The 2024 edition took place on 3 Saturdays on Baradatihuca Beach, drawing more than 4,000 participants each time. Clad in their signature orange Caleb Mission shirts, attendees created a striking visual impact that caught the attention of beachgoers and passers-by. Beyond moments of worship and reflection, J.A. de Veron fosters community engagement. A social tent provided free medical and psychological support, with volunteer doctors and therapists offering professional care. The event's influence extends beyond its vibrant gatherings. The 2024 edition concluded with a baptismal ceremony, a testament to the profound impact of this movement on individuals and the broader community. As J.A. de Veron celebrates 15 years, its legacy continues to grow, drawing new generations into an experience that blends faith, service, and social impact.
To strengthen leadership and community outreach efforts, the Southern Asia-Pacific region conducted a large-scale training series across the Philippines, Indochina, and Indonesia. This initiative aims to equip leaders with essential skills for effective engagement and positive impact in their communities.
The training sessions in Cebu, Philippines, Bangkok, Thailand, and Bali, Indonesia, united organizational leaders, communication specialists, and program coordinators to strategize for Harvest 2025. The initiative is designed to provide practical tools, strategic insights, and a shared vision for transforming communities through engagement, mentorship, and outreach, covering mission strategy, digital engagement, leadership development, and community impact. The training emphasized collaboration and long-term transformation. The campaign aims to extend this momentum across 11 nations in the 1040 window, fostering a revival of faith and outreach. Church leaders praised the initiative, emphasizing its role in mobilizing members and strengthening mission efforts. As the church moves forward, prayer, preparation, and active participation will be key in ensuring a successful and transformative evangelistic movement. These leaders will take what they've learned back to their communities, helping others find purpose, connection, and a sense of hope.
In Ecuador, a movement of faith traveled through 4 cities, bringing the message of salvation in Jesus Christ to thousands of hearts eager for transformation.
The Evangelistic Missionary Caravan, organized by the Nuevo Tiempo Ecuador Communication Network and led by evangelist Pastor Joel Flores, passed through the cities of Santa Elena, Galapagos, Guayaquil, and Quito, offering spiritual content and messages of hope, encouraging people to seek a life full of purpose and faith. In Quito, the event was concluded at a Seventh-day Adventist Church. Hundreds of people gathered to hear biblical messages and participated in a special gratitude concert, celebrating the event's conclusion. In each city, many made the decision to dedicate their lives to Jesus through baptism, while others committed to deepening their Bible studies, desiring to live according to its teachings, and in doing so, positively impact the lives of others.
Now, a story for reflection. In Warsaw, Poland, representatives of the Seventh-day Adventist Church participated in International Holocaust Remembrance Day, a ceremony that brought together different faiths in the fight against violence and discrimination.
The world remembered the victims of the Holocaust with the liberation of Auschwitz. In Warsaw, at the monument to the heroes of the ghetto, the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Poland, represented by its leaders, took part in the ceremony. Auschwitz was one of the largest concentration and extermination camps run by Nazi Germany. Around 1.1 million people, mostly Jews, were murdered during World War II, victims of racial prejudice. The camp operated from 1940 to 1945, marking 80 years since its liberation on January 27th. The ceremony featured moments of reflection on the horrors of the Holocaust. Andrzej Sitsinski, Director of Public Affairs and Religious Liberty for the Adventist Church, delivered a moving prayer, asking for the courage to reject violence and discrimination while remembering the mistakes of the past that must never be forgotten. The ceremony included speeches, prayers, and a tribute to the millions of victims of the Nazi regime. Representatives from various organizations, including leaders of Jewish, Catholic, Evangelical, and Orthodox faiths, also participated, reinforcing the commitment to respect human dignity and promote peace. Susinski emphasized that the best tribute to the victims is to oppose any ideology that promotes violence. He also called for peace in Israel, lamenting conflicts around the world and calling for a future with more respect and justice. In a divided world, spiritual leaders highlighted the importance of remembering the lessons of the Holocaust to ensure such tragedies never happen again. Everyone, regardless of their origin, is worthy of respect as children of God.
Jamaican educator honored as 2024 Teacher of the Year.
Kamesha Kelly, an alumna of Northern Caribbean University, has been named 2024 Teacher of the Year in Jamaica, recognized for her dedication to empowering students. A specialist in language and literacy, Kelly is known for her innovative teaching methods and her passion for shaping young minds. The university, a Seventh-day Adventist institution, emphasizes academic excellence and values, which Kelly believes were pivotal in shaping her commitment to service and lifelong learning. This award highlights the impact of teachers as agents of transformation, showing how education can be a powerful tool for change.
In a world where youth are seeking purpose and connection, a special Congress in Samoa brought together over 1,200 young people for a transformative journey of faith, leadership, service, and personal growth. During the Youth Congress 2024 held in Samoa, young people from different Pacific islands participated in activities focused on leadership, social engagement, and spiritual development.
Throughout the 5-day event, guest speakers inspired attendees with messages of encouragement and courage. The program offered dynamic workshops on mental health, career guidance, media and discipleship, and community service, equipping youth for personal and spiritual growth. Participants actively engaged in outreach initiatives, including street preaching, prison visitation, and cleaning projects, demonstrating their commitment to service. A defining moment came when 30 young individuals boldly pledged a year of missionary service in West Indonesia. Under the theme, "I Will Go With God, Shape the World," the Congress empowered youth to embrace their faith, step into leadership, and share Christ's message. A profound highlight was the baptism ceremony, where 65 young souls publicly committed their lives to Jesus. Gatherings like this inspire and equip young people to create meaningful change in their communities. When youth unite with a shared purpose, they become a powerful force for transformation, turning faith into action.
Now, a story that's gaining attention in the Adventist community of Barbados. An artist and educator has been using her art as an innovative way to spread the word of God.
Donée Antonia Haynes is an Adventist artist from Barbados who has used her passion for painting as a mission tool. During Sabbath services, she paints live at the church, creating images inspired by biblical passages and spiritual themes. For Donée, each canvas is an opportunity to glorify God and engage the congregation in meditation on God's goodness. With her talent and work, she draws attention to the power of art in religious education and spiritual growth. Church leaders and members see her paintings as a way to teach and awaken faith, especially in a society where reading the Bible is not always a common practice. Donée believes that art has the power to transcend words, creating moments of deep reflection and connection with the one true Creator, holy, merciful, and just God. That's why she organizes workshops and exhibitions where Seventh-day Adventists and people from the community can explore art as a way to learn about the greatness of God. Now, she dreams of expanding her ministry with the creation of a faith-based art studio, where artists can develop their talents in a spiritually supportive environment.
Let's discover the story of Maud Cicely Boyd, the first female missionary sent by the Seventh-day Adventist Church to Europe and South Africa. From her childhood in England to her tireless work in Africa, crossing continents with courage, she became an icon of service, sacrifice, and dedication.
Maud Cicely Boyd was the first woman missionary sent by the Seventh-day Adventist Church's Foreign Mission Board. Maud Cicely was born in 1851 in Kent, England. After her father died, her family went to the United States, where they learned about the Adventist message. A visit by James and Ellen White convinced them to relocate to church headquarters at Battle Creek, Michigan. Maud was an Adventist member for 10 years when she was called to serve as a missionary. In 1877, she left for Europe, where she eventually served in Switzerland and England. After several years in Europe, Maud returned to the United States in time to attend the second annual session of the General Sabbath School Association held in Battle Creek, Michigan. Here she met another participant, the widower Charles L. Boyd. The couple wed in 1879 and had 2 daughters. The Boyds went as part of the first group of Adventist missionaries to Cape Town, South Africa. Tragically, their youngest daughter Ethel died at age 3.5 in Africa. The family remained in Africa for about 4 years before returning to the United States. They reached Battle Creek in time to attend the 1891 General Conference session. At this General Conference session, Charles was asked to become president of the Tennessee River Conference, located in Nashville, Tennessee. The Boyds were early workers in the American South, striving to break down racial barriers in response to Ellen White's call to do so. They created a church that allowed both black and white members to worship together. In 1898, she and Charles were in Asheville, North Carolina, when Charles died. After his death, Ellen White invited Maud and her family to Australia to assist with the newly formed Avondale School. Maud was highly respected as a teacher. She spent 9 years there. Her daughter Ella went as a missionary to Tonga. When her sister fell ill, Maud returned to Massachusetts to be closer to her while continuing to conduct Bible work. During the last 17 years of her life, she served as a Bible teacher at the Loma Linda and Glendale Sanitariums in California. She spent 1 school year teaching at Oakwood Junior College in Alabama. After her sister died, she returned to Australia to live with her daughter Ella. Here, she died in 1937 and was buried next to her mother in the Avondale Adventist Cemetery in Corranbong, New South Wales. Maud Sisley Boyd spent her life in service to others, and her legacy lives on to this day.
To discover more projects made possible through our offerings, visit AdventistMission.org. Want to learn more about what the Seventh-day Adventist Church believes? Visit Adventist.org. For the latest news and inspiring stories from around the world, head to Adventist.news. Have a story from your community? Share it with us at contact@Adventist.news. You might see it in a future episode. Glad you could join us today. See you next week.